Imagine Putin endorsing a candidate who claims to stand with Ukraine. That's the level of irony we're about to unravel in this Orange County scandal.
Hello, welcome to our new episode. I'm your host, Sidra, and he is David. Hi, David.
Hey,
So,
Cedra, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing
Alive
today?
and kicking.
Oh, good. Good. That's great. Okay, guys, we have a very exciting news that is about it's not excited, by the way, but yeah, it's a good news about the Orange County, and that is about the real estates. So, our topic for today's episode is real estate, smoke, and mirrors. So, the story of this is realtors in Orange County are playing both sides, funding ads that contradict their true agenda. We explore how special interests twist campaign messages to sway local elections. With nearly half the county commission at stake, it's a fight for control of suburban sprawl future. So, David, I have a few questions for you for this episode about the realtors in Orange County. So, my first question is related to the um, what does this campaign strategy reveal about the power dynamics between industry groups and local government policies?
Well, the dynamics are quite powerful,
Mm,
especially, not especially, especially when you have lobbyist organizations like the Orlando Regional Realtor Association's lobby.
okay.
And the Realtors Association's lobby is very concerned about its ability to advocate for its realtors and for the business that um, housing realty has in Orange County. And so you have the Realtors Association lobby campaigning very hard for particular candidates here in Orange County to be elected to the Orange County Commission. Um, their interests are sometimes in line with local government. In this particular situation, Orlando City or Orange County government, and they want to, pretty much put their money where their mouth is, and they are
Yeah.
supporting candidates like Steve Leary for Orange County Commissioner District 5, and also candidate Arthur Austin in the Orange County Commissioner District 1 race.
Okay. So, can you please put more light on this issue?
Sure. Right now, one of the persistent issues in Orange County is urban sprawl, in particular, establishing a rural boundary in Orange County, meaning that at a certain point in Orange County, certain areas are deemed rural boundary areas. And I'll try to put this in as simple terms as possible. What it's saying is that Orange County is designating certain areas in the county where the ability to develop communities must meet a higher standard by the Orange County Commission to move forward with specific development projects. So this is in an effort to slow urban sprawl in areas that are typically left to conservative conservation and preservation efforts. So again, the rule boundary is pretty much to slow urban sprawl and keep open spaces open.
Okay. So I have more questions on this issue. I
Sure,
hope uh, those questions will not be like complex questions,
no
but
problem, no
let's see.
problem.
I know you are ready for the complex questions always. I know.
Always, yes,
You are like a pro legend on this issue. So yeah,
yes,
I know.
bring it.
Okay, so my question is that why might the Realtors Association support candidates like Steve Leary, who have not fully committed to the rural boundary plan?
Well, the realtors lobby and other lobbies
Hmm.
would support a candidate like Steve Leary because candidates like Steve Leary and Arthur Austin have
Mm,
stated publicly that they are willing to consider conversations about opening up open spaces or say developing open spaces in a manner that is consistent with the plans that Orange County has for future growth and also the city of Orlando, their plans for future growth. They are
mm,
willing to at least have a conversation, keep the door open to negotiate, to
yeah,
maybe meet compromise. And so their advantage in regards to placing themselves in a position where they're open to protecting the rural boundary, but not to the point where it stymies or suppresses the growth, the economy of Central Florida.
okay. So I like the point, the compromise one and open the door. I like that. But I have question that is for, you can say it's basically a newbies in the politics. So
Sure.
is it like is it an old issue in the Orange County, or is a new issue, or what do you think about this?
It's an old issue and there's nuances. Let me start
Mm,
first with the opposition to candidates like Steve Leary and Arthur Austin, those who are in support of a rule boundary and the conditions that allowed the Orange County Commission to rule or to decide on future development. We're talking about in District 5, Kelly Simrod, who is a UCF professor in hospitality in the hospitality field, and then who's facing Steve Leary, the former mayor of Winter Park, and then you have attorney and the incumbent commissioner in District 1, Nicole Wilson, who is facing off against Arthur Austin. They are firm believers in keeping the rule boundary safe,
mm,
very firm believers, and are not willing to negotiate their position or compromise their position. They are strict in their convictions. So that's the other side of the coin.
mm,
The history, as I see it, Orlando needs to expand. And recently, unanimously, the Orlando City Council approved the annexation of the Deseret Ranch development. Deseret Ranch, or the Deseret development, is a large swath of land in the rural parts of Osceola County, Orange County, and parts of Seminole County, but mostly in Orange County is where we're focusing now. It's owned by companies that are associated with the Mormon Church. So there's a lot of money behind Deseret development. The city of Orlando agreed to annex approximately 52,000 acres in
Mm.
East Orange and bring it into the city. And this flies in the face of the whole rural boundary issue. And so you see Democratic Mayor Buddy Dyer and the Democratic controlled city council, because I believe Tony Ortiz is the only recognized Republican, maybe uh, Robert Gray or Commissioner Gray. So two Republicans, and then the four other are Democrats. But it's democratically controlled city council, going against democratic liberal causes like protecting the rural lifestyle, the rural boundary. But Orlando City needs money. They need new development, new developer fees to pay on the debt that they have, and also on projects, infrastructure projects they need funded in order to prevent our sewer systems in Orlando
Yeah.
falling apart, our
Yeah.
water systems falling apart, our streets falling apart.
Yeah.
So development is a means of funding current and future projects to keep the city, to keep the county running. And
Exactly.
when a penny tax for infrastructure or half a penny or whatever it was fails,
Hmm.
that means that money to pay for these future infrastructure projects need to be found somewhere. And
Okay.
that's in developer fees.
Okay. Okay. That's I think reasonable answer. But let's go to the our main um question of this topic. So that's basically what are the political and ethical implications of lobbyists promoting candidates in Orange County with misleading campaign ads, particularly in the context of the realtors' opposition to the rural boundary. What do you think on this question?
Well, politics being politics, and I live in
Yes.
District 5. I live in District 5 where the rural boundary issue is prominent in both campaigns of Kelly Simrat and Steve Leary. And I've received both of their literature
Mm,
because I live in their district and I collect
yeah,
this stuff.
definitely.
And it's very clear that Kelly Simrat is an environmental activist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So we know where she stands. However, the argument with Steve Leary is that he's vague about his position, and
Oh,
when
really?
you have
Oh
definitely
my
he
god. Oh
I
my
mean,
god.
for our listeners and viewers, Steve Leary ran for county commissioner 40 years ago, and he dropped out because of some personal issues. That's
Okay.
on him.
Makes sense.
However, it's very clear that with Steve Leary, those he have associated with on his campaign are are tied to the developer and the hospitality and lodging lobbies here in Orange County. Again, everyone, you do your own damn research and find
Yeah.
out for yourself. Don't take our word for it, but look into these individuals yourself. There's plenty of information on the internet. And as Winter Park mayor, Steve Leary has a history. And to win a race, you need to be able to communicate that you are in the best interest of your constituents. And so Steve Leary has not, based on the literature, based on media accounts, based on his own, website, has not come out against or for the rural boundary per se. He in one piece of literature from the Realtors Association lobby, he says he'll protect our rural boundary.
Okay.
Yeah, that is vague.
Mm,
You can protect something, but you can protect the rural boundary, but at the same time, agree to expand development on in the rural boundary.
yeah.
So it says it's one of his top priorities. It's the proof that's in the details,
Okay.
and this is where voters need to engage candidates further in more detail. What do you mean by protect our rural boundary? What are the details? And unfortunately, in the primary in August 20th of this year, the decisions to um, place a person on the county commission are usually set in the primaries instead of the general election. Um, Kelly Simrai got 41% of the vote. She was close to getting 50%. The strategy didn't work out that way. However, it looks good for her in November. Steve Leary's campaign came in second. I can't recall how many what percentage. I think maybe in the 20s. He's got a lot of work to cut out for him.
Mm,
Um, and but the disappointing thing part about this was the fact that 17% of the people who were eligible to vote in this particular contest actually voted, and that's really disappointing. And that doesn't bode well for November. I doubt it will be 17%, but I'm not. But I don't know. I'm hoping for much better. But
yeah.
it's not necessarily deceptive, the mailers. However, this information is provided to residents,
Mm,
and ultimately it rests upon voters to do their research, to take the time and fully be civically engaged in their responsibilities to vote. And that means research. And these candidates are available. There's a way to reach out to Leary's campaign online. There's ways to reach out to Simrat's campaign online. And it's just everyone has a mobile device. Everyone has a
I
phone
will
or
interrupt
a
you. I
laptop.
will interrupt you here. So you
Yes.
are saying that contact with them. So I don't think so. It's a very easy task to contact with them online.
Where's my
But
phone?
oh,
Yes, it is. It's whether or not they respond, Cedra.
yes, they
Because
respond.
I got these folks' phone numbers and email addresses in my phone right now, and there are folks I could tell you between the two who will pick up the phone first.
Okay, let's try the experience.
Oh, you're gonna put
Okay,
me.
we will do it. We will do it later. Maybe some other episodes, and we
Yes,
will show to our audience.
we'll just random, and we'll do it live, just random out of the blue.
Yes.
And here's what we'll do: we'll call.
No, no, don't tell the name of the person right
Ah,
now.
good point. Good
No,
point.
this
Okay.
is a big secret because
Okay.
we don't want to expose the name of the person right now. Because if we will expose, then I know they will receive David's call definitely. So
And you
right
know
now,
something?
no.
The call cannot come from me because I know all four
Okay.
candidates. So we got to figure out, we got to get like a random phone number that we can
Okay,
call
I will.
from.
I will use my phone. I will call.
Yes,
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 because
yes.
nobody has my number, so that's a great idea.
Good point.
But we will
We'll do that.
but we will do in the next episode.
I like
Okay.
that.
Okay. I have a last question for you, and
Yes.
that's what do you think and what do you see that how do you see the future long-term effects of allowing lobbyists to manipulate local elections for their own interest?
Well, it's always going to exist. As long there is money in campaigns, it's always going to exist. And unfortunately, what I see in this election cycle, the interests that do not have the funding
Mm,
to run an effective campaign will lose. Period. Now, granted, those who have money doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to win, especially with gobs and gobs of money. I've defeated candidates who outspent my candidate 10 to 1, and we defeated them. So it's not how much money you have, it's the quality of campaign strategy that you have to make the most of what money you have or do not have. As far as the lobbyists here, um, the goal is, as I remember a conversation I overheard during a candidate interview, after a candidate interview with lobbyists, the goal is to pave over all of Central Florida from Davenport up to Sanford. And we may just be delaying the inevitable.
Mm,
Um, it's hard, it's
yep.
tough, and we're seeing in other parts of Florida, and it's going to happen. Unfortunately, it's just the timing.
I think that's all for today on this topic. But be ready for our unexpected calls
I
in
like that,
our
CJ.
future episodes. Just stay in touch with us through our social media channels. And finally, like, share, subscribe, and comment on our post. And also you can contact with through the email if you need, if you are really interested in participating JN Washington Network. So yeah, thank you so much, David, for this episode. It was a nice topic. We will do debate on other topics soon.